Back here at SocialKNX, and we are talking Pinterest. Everything Pinteresting, and I don't think I've covered Pinterest in a long time, partly because a lot of times we think, well, Pinterest is really for collecting arts and crafts or recipes that we can never really do. I've done a lot of Pinterest fails in my days, and I know that it's a great marketing tool, but until recently, a couple things have changed. A couple things have changed being, number one, on our end, I started looking at our traffic. And if you look at your Google Analytics, you'll be surprised at how much traffic, if your blog is set up and if your website has Pinterest share buttons on it, you'll be surprised that there's traffic coming from Pinterest. Number two that has changed is the way Pinterest actually works. So the first thing I want to cover or explain is that Pinterest, we used to think of it as another social media site, and it really is no longer seen as a social media site. Pinterest is a search engine. Just like Google's a search engine, just like YouTube's a search engine, Pinterest is a search engine. Think about it. Those of you who use Pinterest, and it used to be that we were talking to mostly a female audience, and now it is not just women who use Pinterest, even though we probably love it a little more. I always say Pinterest is like Hotel California. You can check in anytime you'd like, but you will never leave. You will log on to Pinterest and be there for days. There's just beautiful images and everything else to fill your hearts to content. But Pinterest is a search engine. When you go to Pinterest, we go there in search of something to buy or to do. We search for ideas. We're getting ready to remodel, so we're searching for specific items for our house. We're getting ready to have a party. We search for things for that party. So we're going there to search. And the good news is most people go there to search to either buy or to do something. And so people are in a more action-oriented mode on Pinterest when they're searching versus Facebook. When people go on Facebook, they're there to chat with their friends and family, and then they happen to see our marketing messages. So think of Pinterest as a search engine, and that may change how you think of Pinterest in your marketing mix. Now, another really good news item for you is that Pinterest is not, because it's not a social media site, a channel, you really don't have to spend a lot of time on Pinterest being social. So on other social sites, we say if you're going to open up shop, make sure you spend time there connecting with people and answering questions and everything else that we need to do on a social media site. On a search engine site, we need to just make sure our content can be found. So you want to look at your website and make sure it is pin ready. So when I say pin ready, I mean that you've got the pin buttons on your Pinterest, on your blog or your website, that you have it easy for people to pin. Make things easy. You know how it is when I'll say it. We tell our kids to do something, and it may not get done unless we make it really easy. We make it step-by-step easy to get things done. Then things happen and action takes place. So on your website, make sure you've got great images that are pinnable. Now, I go to several blog posts or several blogs out there, and the posts are not pinnable because there's no images. If you're writing content posts and not putting an image on there, no one can pin your blog post. So you really do need to make sure you're adding a big, bold, pinnable image on your blog post. And I've said this so many times, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but quit using ugly, corny images on anything. Just don't use them anywhere. Not on your blog post, not in your social media post. Corny images are dead. And I still see them. Our team, I still see them. Yes, I'm talking to our team right here at SocialKNX. I see images that I'm going, that's just a corny image. So make sure they're pinnable images. And if you're not sure what a pinnable image is, go to Pinterest and look at the images that people are pinning. Now, what you can do, because it's a search engine, I want you to go to Pinterest and type in your keywords. So your topic, your blog topic, words that you think people would find your business with. Type in those keywords, and then you're going to get all these tiles. They're colorful tiles right under the search box. That allows you to search a little deeper, so to get more granular or more specific. So let's just say that I'm searching for, this week I've been on this hunt for a dining room table. The captain doesn't even know this. So if he's watching on Facebook, occasionally he'll sneak in and watch. He pretends like he doesn't, but he does. I've been searching for this dining room table, and I don't know where I saw it, but it's a live edge, and the middle of it looks like a riverbed with all these rocks in it. Really beautiful. And so I went on Pinterest, of course, and I was searching for it. Now you can search for dining room table, and you'll get all kinds of boring dining room tables. And then I put in, there were boxes that came up, and you can click on more specific to drill down into dining room tables custom made, dining room tables wood, dining room tables glass. So if I click on custom made, then it drills down again a little further. So I want you to search for your keywords to see how might people be searching for your topic. Now, how you make your blog and your website pinnable is take those keywords and actually put them into the description on the pin. So for those of you who haven't been using Pinterest, when you pin an item, so you can go to Pinterest, and I'm not going to go too deep into how to set up an account, and you want a business account so you have analytics and all of that. But when you go to your Pinterest account and you click on the little plus button in the upper right, it's going to allow you to add an image or a web link. So if I'm pinning my blog, I'm going to add the web link. I put the link to my website, and then what it does is it pulls all the images that are available on that website, on that link. So you'll see your blog images there, which, by the way, make sure you're loading your blog images as JPEGs and you're loading them into your blog depending on your platform. I know on WordPress it's super easy. You add media and you're adding an image. It can be a PNG file or a JPEG, and those are pinnable. Sometimes custom coded sites are putting the images in there, and they're part of they're like HTML, which they're not going to show up as pinnable images. I'm not going to go any further into that because then we start getting too geeky. But you're going to look at the images that come up when you put your link, and then choose the image that best represents your blog post. Or you can create a special image if you want to go even further. You can create a bigger image. If you look at Pinterest, a lot of them are long, so maybe 1,200 pixels by 600 pixels. And if you have Canva, Canva has the measurements for you. So use Canva, and a tool like that will just tell you, I want to create a Pinterest item graphic, and it'll size it for you. So you're going to select your image. Now it allows you to put a description. This is the key to your pin being findable. In the description, you want to put your keywords, but don't write it like you're just keyword stuffing and it's not written for a human. Describe what the post is about. You want to describe it in a way that's conversational. You also want to make sure you have your keywords in there conversationally. So again, you've seen these. Sometimes you see it on somebody's bio, or you see it in a social media post, and it's just a bunch of keywords like they're talking to a robot. So write conversationally, because this is going to come up in searches and people are going to determine whether they click on your pin or not. So write conversationally, but fill that description out with some keywords and what your blog's about. So the question is, should you put hashtags or not? Now, if you're a member of our DIY social group, you know, because I just posted this, do not use hashtags in your Pinterest description. While hashtags are great and very important on Instagram, hashtags are great on Twitter and very important. Hashtags are even helpful on Facebook and LinkedIn. But on Pinterest, it'll hurt you. Number one, Pinterest wants you writing conversationally. They also, the way that the algorithm is using the search feature, when you type hashtag dining room table, someone doesn't go in and search for hashtag dining room table. They're searching for dining room table. So by you putting a hashtag there, it's going to prevent your word from being pulled up in the search. So hashtags will actually hurt you on Pinterest. So just use your keywords, fill out that description area, and then make sure that you're saving that at the end, and then your pin is going to go out. Now, some people ask, do I need to pin at a certain time of day? Is there best? It used to be nighttime was the right time for Pinterest. And probably because all of us, I knew I couldn't log into Pinterest before 8 p.m. or I'd be sucked into a time vortex and never to come out again. So I would never be productive during the day if I got on Pinterest. Now it's a little different, and Pinterest truly is pulling content for you based on the things you're searching for. Now, also keep in mind, in the old days, can you realize Pinterest is only 5 years old? I found a post on Facebook, and it was in my Facebook memories. 5 years ago in May, I posted something about check out my beautiful Pinterest boards that I had set up, and I was I'm still very proud of my personal Gina Schreck Pinterest boards. They're awesome, if I say so myself. But people don't follow people anymore on Pinterest. And as a matter of fact, I never did. We always talked about how many followers do you have on Pinterest. It really doesn't matter, because people they don't follow. They search for specific things. So just because I find a dining room table, a beautiful table, and I pin it to my board, I don't even pay attention to who pinned that initially. I look at what website is this pin going to if I want to get in touch with the artist that makes these. So the key is, on Pinterest, it's not about how many followers you have. It's how many times has your pin been pinned or saved. I guess they're calling it saved now instead of pinned. And but it was just 5 years ago. It used to be you were trying to get followers. And as a matter of fact, it was 5 years ago in May, you had to be invited to get a Pinterest invitation. So it was like this really special thing. And I saw on my Facebook post, people were asking me, can you send me an invitation? Because if I was already a Pinterest member, I could invite other people. And so it was kind of funny thinking that was only 5 years ago. So now it's not about following people. It's about interests. And even when you join Pinterest now, it doesn't say, who do you want to follow? It used to prompt you to follow certain people. And now it's just, what are your interests? And they have you select interests, and then it pulls content based on the descriptions in that content. So again, that makes it really easy for a business to use Pinterest, because it's not another social media site that you have to be active on. It's just make sure your content is pinnable. And then when you write a new blog post, this is the only work that might be involved. You might want to create special graphics just for Pinterest, but you don't even have to. If your graphics are big, and I say big, usually I load 1,000 pixel wide by at least 500 pixels high. At least 1,000 pixels is kind of what I aim for on all my graphics. So as long as your graphics are large, they're going to look good on Pinterest, even as is from your blog to Pinterest. But if you want to create some graphics, you can definitely do that. But other than that, you're just making sure you pin your content. It doesn't matter what time of day, it matters what's in your description. Now, something else to think about. I'm always talking about creating lead magnets. You want to be creating lead magnets so that your activity, your marketing activity generates leads for you. Now, think about this. How many lead magnets do you have? If you have lead magnets that you're using on social media or on the bottom of your blog post or on your website, why not make them a pinnable size so that you have lead magnets out there on Pinterest that people can find? So I started going through and going, wow, I need to create some special graphics. And that is where I took the time, went into Canva, and I took my lead magnet graphics and made them a Pinterest size so that I could pin them not as a blog post, but as a lead piece of content that people can download. So now Pinterest can be a lead generation machine. And I want you to just take note of your traffic that's coming from Pinterest now, and then pay a little more attention to Pinterest in the next 30 days and see if that web traffic from Pinterest doesn't increase. We're seeing huge traffic numbers from Pinterest on our clients' boards. And some of our clients we pin so often, we use a tool to help you can schedule your pins, and it's called Tailwind. It is, I think, a little pricey. And if Tailwind, if you're watching, you guys need to come up with a better pricing model for small businesses. But it's a little pricey. But you can also, there's other tools out there that'll help you schedule. But Tailwind does a good job of scheduling content on Pinterest. So you can say, I want these to drop every day, and you just schedule it out for the week and not have to worry about it. But I'm curious, I'd love to hear from you in the comments here. Are you currently using Pinterest for your business? Yes or no? And then if you are very proud of your Pinterest boards, even though it's not about following people, I still love to scope out people's Pinterest boards. I have a Pinterest account for my personal, just Gina Schreck on Pinterest. And again, that's the one I'm very proud of because I've come up with creative board names, and I just get lost into pinning beautiful things on Pinterest, on my Pinterest boards. Now, my business one, I'm ashamed because I just haven't been spending the time like I should be. And so our SocialKNX board, they're kind of lame right now, but it's going to change. We're going to spend more time and more effort. So Taylor, if you're watching, be prepared. We're going to put some more effort into our Pinterest boards and just get our regular content up there. Pin that blog content. Make sure your website is pin friendly, that you've got the little pin widget. You know how you have the social media, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. Make sure you have a Pinterest icon there, a widget. And then on your blog post, when you hover over your images, this is how you can test it. You can hover over your images, and if the little pin share button shows up over images, then you already have it on there. But if you're not sure and you built your own website, it's probably not there. But, you know, I'm just saying. So good luck, happy pinning, and let's check each other's Pinterest boards out and see how we're doing and get that traffic growing on Pinterest. You guys have an awesome day. I'm going to check all the comments here and reply to you, and I'll be on Pinterest tonight. I know. I'm already feeling it. I'm sucked in. I'll talk to you guys soon.